That's here. Cost. I'm like. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Brian over here at the Little Orchard Farm, and welcome to today's video. Hey, before we get started, if you're not subscribed to our channel, pop that subscription button below. Follow along with us as we continue to build our modern homestead from the ground up. And don't forget, hit that like button as well. That really helps our channel out, and we would greatly appreciate it. Hey, today what we're going to do, I've been actually working in the barn for a little while this morning and whatnot. I was able to get, I think the last time I may have showed you putting up one or two of these sections. Well, I've gotten a couple of more sections completed. I've got a few more to do, and I'm going to knock those out hopefully this weekend. And then we've got four sections over here that I also have to do. And in these four sections, there's going to be a door in this section, and there's going to be a door in this section. So I'm going to have to frame up a couple of doors. And we'll get to that probably in the next video. I'll show you how I'm doing that. I've got the lumber, got all the lumber. I went and bought some 2x6s and some 2x4s. And so we'll get to doing that. But really what I want to kind of queue up for today is we've got Kevin coming tomorrow for some additional electrical work. We're actually pulling the electrical cable from the main panel in the cabin over to the barn. And so I've got to get the tractor out here, and I've got to get a ditch dug. I don't have any ditch digging equipment. Well, I do. It's called a shovel. But the primary way that I thought I would do this is that coming out of the ground right here is where the pipe the pipe comes to receive the feed from the cabin. And underneath the cabin there's a pylon. Let's see, where's it at? Right over here. And that pylon right there has the box that the wiring coming out of the cabin is terminated to. So we've got to run our lines from that concrete pylon over to the barn. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out here and I'm going to pull this gravel back away from the area where I'm going to try to dig down. I'm going to probably put it 1.5 feet deep. I'm using some rigid, so I think I'll be okay with 1.5 feet deep. And so that's the game plan. When Kevin comes tomorrow, we'll have to pull the shovel out and do a little bit more manual digging, particularly up underneath the cabin and so forth. But if I can get the ditch dug from here all the way over to there, that will be a huge deal. We'll be able to pull the line in the morning and get that off and running. So I'm going to set you down right over here, and let's see if we can get this cleared out a little bit. It's a lot to do today. Let's do this. All right, well, let me show you where we are this morning. I finished roughing out the ditch last night, got it all cut, went ahead and laid in some of the pipe just to get an idea of the depth and everything. I think we're going to be okay on the depth. Kevin has made it here this morning, and he is up under the house getting the last bit of the trench cut, leading over to that pylon where we will 90 degree up into a junction box that we've got that's coming out of the house. And so once he gets done with that, we're going to pull our 1/0 cable out get it stretched out, and then get it ready to pull. So hopefully it's going to be a really nice, productive morning this morning. It's a beautiful morning. Hi, my apologies. I forgot to grab the camera as we were rolling the wire out, but essentially this is the 1/0, and you can see the thickness of it, kind of in relation to my finger. It's a thick wire, and we have 3 bundles of this. That's a lot of wire. All right, so now we're at the point where we're gonna pull the feed string through the pipe here. And I'm gonna use my vacuum, shop vac. You ready? Shop vac on. And we're gonna stick it right here into the port, and let's see if we get a string coming out of here. Ready? Here we go. There it is. Got it. All right. All right. So now our feed string is in the pipe, and we're gonna attach the 3 1/0s to the feed string. Kevin is beginning to pull the slack out of the string here. There it goes. All right, hold what you got. Hold up. All right. Trying to get this pulled through this pipe. And oh my goodness. All right, keep it. You said hopefully this was the worst part? Yeah. Oh my goodness, that was brutal. We're running out of daylight. Let me show you what we've gotten done. I came back in and I backfilled the ditch. So the ditch is gone. Got it all smoothed back out, and just got finished dumping the dirt into the ditch underneath the cabin where the tractor couldn't make it. Let me show you real quick. I think we got enough light maybe. All right, so late last night we ran out of light, and I wanted to provide an opportunity to show you exactly what we did. Kevin got up underneath the cabin and connected the wiring from the main primary breaker box to the barn, the wire that we ran to the barn. And out here in the barn, you can see wiring coming in from here, go up to the top. And so that's the live wires coming in. The wiring here at the bottom that are attached to the bottom, excuse me, run across and go up and go up and over to the breaker box on the other side. So I should be able to turn that on. Come over here into the workshop area. And Kevin installed a couple of 20 amp, a couple of 15 amp, which will be utilized for the lighting. That's here, across. I'm looking at this thinking, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. Okay, so a couple of 15 amps is across the top here. Those are for lights. That's for my LED lights. And then there's a 20 amp one that was put right here for this one outlet. And so I should be able to now plug this up. I cut power onto it. Make sure it's on. Okay, it's on. So I've got powered. We've got it lit, and so the next time out, Kevin's going to come and we're going to lay out all the lighting. I have a brand of lighting that I purchased, and we're going to put those up, and I want to see how well they do before I invest in several more. The lighting engineer calls for 9 lights in the main storage area over there and 6 lights over here. I think that was right. And they were all 4-foot recommended lights. I've purchased 2-foot lights with the same wattage output based on the height of the ceiling that creates the same size cone of lighting. I know it's kind of confusing, but I'll explain it when we begin to implement or begin to install those, what we did and what I was looking for. But in the meantime, I bought 4 of them. So we'll put those 4 up, and I'll gauge whether or not I think that's going to be the right amount of light and the right number of lights I need to get before I go ahead and order all of them. I want to make sure this is the type of light I will like before I, drop some money on it. The other thing that we have to do is I've got to finish up these wall frames, because I've got to begin to lay out exactly where everything in the shop is going to go. There, excuse me, there is a logical way of laying out a wood shop. Typically speaking, when you come in the door, you always want your lumber to be next to the door, so that when you're unloading lumber, you don't have to take it all the way back, maybe to the very back of the shop or whatnot. Instead, it follows like a production line. So you'll have your wood racks and so forth here. Right below the wood racks, or right beside the wood racks, you would have your miter saw or your chop saw, and then you would have your jointer, planer, and then over in toward the middle, typically you would then have that assembly table or the table saw where you can continue to mill your lumber. Once it passes that point, then you start getting into your other types of equipment, like your drill press, your routers, not shapers, but sanding stations and so forth. So there's a kind of a logical way to lay this out. Well, when you do that, then you got to figure out where's your power going to go for all this. And so I've got to figure along this wall where I need electrical outlets. Now, I could shoot the moon and just put one every couple of feet, and that would probably be okay. But then you get into having too many outlets on a single circuit. You typically don't want to go over, I think it's 4 or 6 plugs per circuit, I believe. I think that's right. Somewhere in that neighborhood, 4 to 6. And so I want to be able to strategically lay those out to where I'm not going to if there's a couple of folks out here working, for example, and you turn on 2 or 3 pieces of machinery and it's all on the same circuit, it could overload it. So I want to make sure that we don't do that, that we balance the workshop to where I can have guests, family, whoever out here to play in the shop with me, and we can be utilizing several pieces of machinery at the same time and it not blow a circuit. So that's the next piece that I've got to do. I got to work that up. My hope is that over the next week I'll be able to get these remaining walls studded out. Big task, but I think we can do it. Well, anyway, I got power to the barn. That was the big thing, getting power out here. Kevin got us lit. We're good to go. We're going to be doing some additional electrical work over the next couple of weeks. So you guys stay tuned. Please, please, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We'd love to have you along for this journey. And until next time, you guys have a wonderful week, very blessed week. And when we see you again, we shall see ya.